Shy, you sure put him out of business this time. And next time, remember what I told you about women. Now, folks, I'd like to dedicate this occasion by reciting a little poem I wrote.
Remember what I told you, Fuzzy?
As I was about to say before I was so rudely interrupted.
I warned you.
Quiet.
You and your women.
Well, that's the end of that one. Sure was a humdinger, wasn't it? Yes, sirree, Bob. Yes, sir. You know, that Cheyenne was awful fast with that whip of his. Yep, quicker than lightning. Yep. You know, speaking of lightning, that reminds me of an old uncle of mine. Lightning Hayes, he was known as. There was the quickest man in the whole world. Why, he'd start for town, and before he got there, he'd meet himself coming back. That's how quick he was. Oh, he was fast, that fellow. Well, one time there was a terrific lightning storm come up. Oh, you never... Well, it just lit up the sky all the way from Sacramento, California to Altoona, Pennsylvania. You never did see such a bright sky in your life. Well, my uncle, he was sitting in the house, and he seen this, and it give him an idea. He went out in the kitchen, got himself a milk bottle, went out on the back porch and waited for another bolt of lightning to strike. Well, when it did, he just reached out like that with that milk bottle. He caught that lightning in the bottle and just covered it up like that. You want to know something? Turned out to be the first electric light the world has ever known. Yes, sir. You turn tootin'. Sirree, Bob.
Thanks for watching Hometown Television. Thanks for watching Hometown Television. WWEOLD, Channel 24, Defuniak Spring.
Okay, don't forget the lights out here as we get close.
Mojo Sportswear Company, fishing with style at a fine retailer near you or at getyourmojoon.com.
Hi, I'm Joel Glenn and my wife Paula. We are with Clary Glenn Funeral Homes and Crematory in Defuniak Springs and Freeport. For more than 85 years, Walton County families have relied on the trust, experience, and professional skill of more than 2 generations of funeral directors to help them through life's final chapter. We know that nothing can replace the trust and personal relationships we build with a family. Established in 1931, Clary Glen Funeral Homes and Crematory.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The Lecom Dental Offices in Defuniak Springs is now accepting patients. You will receive care in comfortable state-of-the-art treatment rooms, care provided by supervised and experienced Lecom dental students. To schedule your appointment, please call the Lecom Dental Office, 850-951-0200. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Need tires? Where are you going to go? National Tire Brokers. Need brakes? Where are you going to go? National Tire Brokers. Need shocks, an alignment, or balance? You're going to go to National Tire Brokers. Fast, friendly, and affordable. We are a complete auto service center and carry brand name tires such as Michelin, Toyo, Goodyear, Kumho, and Kelly. National Tire Brokers, located on U.S. Highway 90 West in Defuniak Springs, Florida. Call us today at 892-5191.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second edition of Saturday Sports Line. Last week we pre-taped the show because of a busy schedule, but on set this week after our opening games of the 2018 high school football varsity regular season. It's August 25th, 2018, and let's get to the scores involving our Walton County schools. Freeport had the week off. They negotiated a deal with Vernon to cancel the game, mainly stemming from the transfer of outstanding freshman running back K'Wan Powell to Vernon. The Bulldogs able to negotiate a buyout deal on the second year of that contract. So because of scheduling conflicts, officially the word there, the two teams not playing this year. Freeport will open next Friday hosting Pike Liberal Arts. Blake McCormick of the Defuniak Herald will provide coverage of that ball game in the Defuniak Herald a week from Wednesday. We'll have those game stories. Friday night, we were in South Walton. Seahawks opened the season at home against Panama City Arnold. The Marlins, led by senior quarterback Cade Ledman, had a big night. Ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for 2 touchdowns. It was 20-2 at the half. Marlins in the lead. The only points for South Walton, a punt snap that went through the back of the end zone off of Arnold. Wound up 43-9. The Seahawks later on were guilty of being sacked in the end zone. Drake Roberts, bit of a rough night. I think he had 4 interceptions in the ball game. Seahawks moved the ball at times against the Marlins, but the Marlin defense, very solid. Walton plays them in 2 weeks. We'll see them here live on TV24. Seahawks fall to 0-1. They head up the road to Walton for a Braves team that's licking their wounds after a 49-0 thrashing by Panama City Mosley, a team that the Braves should likely think of removing from any schedules in the next few years. The Braves opening up on Thursday night with that tough loss. We televised that game for you live from down in Panama City. The brand new Tommy Oliver Stadium is beautiful, but the press box is less functional for visiting teams especially than the old one was. So it was a very difficult broadcast for us to get done. We literally got everything set up with 4 minutes to spare before the opening kickoff. And again, folks, I remind you, we love doing the games, but road games are not fun and very difficult to get done. Thankfully, we're at home this week against South Walton, and I cannot tell you how appreciative we are of Chris Brown and Nathan Smith and Janet Currid for allowing us to do the games at Walton with a booth that we pretty much know we can use most every season. It's been pretty much that way for Neil and I since the mid-1990s. So thankful, and the facilities at Walton High are still as good as anything in the area, including Tommy Oliver Stadium. But we'll have a snippet look at that game as well as the South Walton game. They'll be up first in our next segment. The Walton game will replay after this show at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. And again, our nightly replays of games is at 7 o'clock, both current and classic ball games here on TV24. The only place where you can see all the action, and we've got games dating back to the 1992 season. So that is now, 26 seasons ago that we started, Neil and I on this station. and we have games from pretty much every year since. Not a ton of games. Not all of them got saved. Now we do. For about the last decade, everything is on DVD. But prior to 2009, it's a little tougher to get a hold of some of those, but I did save some of those for our classic file, and those replays air here pretty much nightly on TV24. Now, some quick scores before we hit our first break. Bluntstown crushes Graceville 43-0. Crestview High, our good friend Mike Watkins is the Bay High coach, licking their wounds this morning. How good is Crestview? 68-0 over Panama City Bay. Bozeman, big win over Liberty County, 43-7. The Bulldogs of Liberty County off to a rough start, struggling again early in the season. Rutherford, a future opponent for both Walton and South Walton, takes out North Bay Haven, 54-17. Port St. Joe shuts out Weewahitchka, 35-0. They are on both teams' schedules as well. Sneeds defeats Cottondale, 32-16. Baker crushes Holmes County, 42-0. The Gators play South Walton later this season. A Holmes County team that put 27 up on Walton didn't score on Baker. I'm already scared and quite glad that Walton's not playing Baker apparently this season. FAMU over Franklin County, 30-6. Arnold, as we mentioned, took out South Walton 43-9. Walton losing 49-0 to Mosley. And how about this one? Chipley, after being shut out by Bluntstown in the Kickoff Classic, and we're not sure what format they played, they beat Mariana last night, 24-10. Chipley over Mariana. Chipley and Mariana both on Walton's schedule, so you level the scales. It looks like Chipley may be a better football team than Mariana. They were at least in week 1. All right, right now we're going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, we take you out to South Walton for about 8-minute look in at that game. Then we'll be back at the 20 after break around 9:20. More scores and inside the box scores on a few of the games from around the area. You're watching Saturday Sports Line on TV24.
The world around you is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. Focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a year.
Not only does AA Auto Salvage and Recycling have the largest selection of used auto parts in Walton County, we are also a full-service recycling facility. We pay top dollar for junk cars, trucks, and all types of scrap metals. AA Auto Salvage and Recycling is family-owned and operated and has been in business since 1988. Give us a chance to earn your business. Come see us today.
We're excited to announce the move to our new, much larger store location at 512 North 9th Street, Defuniak Springs, Florida, across the street from Barley's Military Surplus Store and about 3 blocks north of our old store location. Please come see our new store and learn about our plans to expand our operation to include a consignment mall and much more. If you're coming from out of town, it is worth the drive. Come see us soon. It will be a blast.
The UPS store is now open at the shops at Freeport. Printing products, printing services, small business solutions, mailbox services, packing services, shipping, mailing. They have freight, including total shipping, office products and supplies, notary service, shredding, UPS next day air. We have luggage boxes, packing, ship guarantees, electronic packaging, stamps, metered mail, priority mail. We can't even get through all this. Just stop by the UPS store, located near Publix.
8:27 left in the first half. Hawks send a man in motion. They'll take and go quarterback option. It's a bad pitch. It's loose. The Hawks able to get on it. Fumble recovered by the man they were trying to pitch it to, which was number 10, Roland. May have gotten it to the 44, near the 45. 8 minutes left in the half. Roberts wanting to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to number 3, Cade Roberts. Couldn't quite make the grab. And it will be fourth and long. See who comes out to punt this time. It will be 55 again. That is Blake Whitson. So Whitson to kick. Line of scrimmage, the 45-yard line, we think. 7:43 left. A bit of a high snap. Kick is a very nice one. This turns over well. And the Marlins let it bounce. Seahawks thought it was touched, but they say no. There is a flag down here at the 30 with 7:32 to go. We'll have to wait and see what the penalty flag is. Still talking it over. Back judge standing at the 9, so it would be very poor field position for the Marlins if it holds here. And they got a hold call. That was a really nice kick. 46-yard kick. And they're going to wind up about the 5 with a 4 to 5 yard penalty. 7:32 to go. And they will indeed put it at the 4.5 to 5 yard line. Come in tight.
4-yard line of the Marlins. First and 10.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 5 technically. 4.5 yard line roughly. So Ledman takes the snap, runs straight ahead. Not a lot of yardage.
And off to number 1, Hardwick.
Number 1, Hardwick. Sounds like the former Rutherford running back.
Bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Marlins.
So it looks like they got it across the 5. Find the football, touching the 5. It will be 2nd and 9. They'll sweep left side. That looks like Ledman with the football, and Ledman's got a big quarterback keeper for a first down from that 5 yard line. He is up near the 26, so it'll be 1st and 10.
Number 11, Ledman with the carry. Tackle made by number 7, Dylan Gardner.
From the 26, it will be 1st and 10. Ledman doing a good job to move the chains.
A timeout on the field.
From the 26 yard line after the Ledman run, 1st and 10. Ledman going to go deep down the field, and it's overthrown. Tried to get it to number 15 with a deep bomb, but unable to come down with the reception. A little overthrown there. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Marlins.
He heads to the sidelines. From the 26 with 6:28 to go. We just had the water break, so. They'll take and give to the first man and pulling people to the 31 or 32 yard line. Where did the ball wind up? And I think they're going to say the Hawks, so they're going to say they have it.
Play, Seahawks recover!
And the 35 with a fumble, and here comes a late penalty flag. Say the Marlins coughed it up. Not sure who had the football. 6:26, they didn't even run the clock, did they? Unsportsmanlike on the Hawks, though, is going to back them up 15 yards after the recovery. So they got the ball, but it gave away 15 yards. So I'll move them all the way back to the 48 with 6:26. I don't think we had enough time down there.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
So they'll put it right on midfield, so the fumble recovered apparently at the 35. The Hawks, some of their better field position of the night. Roberts looking for the play call. And they'll take, and the first man goes nowhere. That was not pretty. 33 on the carry.
Hand off to number 33, Mitchum.
Tyler Mitchum.
Loss of a yard on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Wait for that spot. And it will indeed be 2nd and 11 at the 49 with 6 minutes left. Halfway through the second quarter of this one. $13-0 Arnold. They have fairly dominated the game, but the Hawks have a chance here to get back in it. Roberts wanting to throw, scrambles, reverses the other direction, keeps on his feet, scrambling. Oh, gets tagged, ball is loose, picked up, and it's going to be run by number 35 down to the 1-yard line, 2-yard line. Roberts bombed, sacked, lost the handle, and number 35 picks it up and takes it about 45 yards to the 2 with 5:26 left to go in the first half of play. Coming in really tight. That does look like the 2. We'll know a little better once the chain gets there. Considering the linemen are standing on the 5, it's either the 2 or 3-yard line. Might be 3. Seahawks changing out personnel. And the Hawks are going to burn a timeout. They need one after that. 13-0, 5:26 left in the half. We'll step aside on TV24. Going the wrong direction in this one. 27th season of high school football on TV24. Norm Davis started doing games in the 90s. It's 29th, really. 27th for Neil and I. We joined him in 92.
RJ Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND. Save this number. Keep it in a safe place. Speed dial it on your phone. Unexpected things happen in life, and your friends bail, but not you. You're in jail with no help. Call. We will be there for your rescue. Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND. And leave the rest to the professionals. We have your back, a friend indeed when you're in need. Just make that call. Mark J. Harris, Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND.
Defuniak's oldest continually operating restaurant is still cooking up their award-winning foods. H&M Hot Dog, preparing your favorite hot dogs and sandwiches since 1947. Their landmark hot dogs and hamburgers have been the people's choice for over 65 years. Their expanded menu now includes an assortment of dogs and sandwich selections second to none. H&M Hot Dog, located on North 9th Street in historic downtown Defuniak Springs.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The Lecom Dental Offices in Defuniak Springs is now accepting patients. You will receive care in comfortable state-of-the-art treatment rooms, care provided by supervised and experienced Lecom dental students. To schedule your appointment, please call the Lecom Dental Office, 850-951-0200. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Hair, facial, and nail care from the proven professionals at Bass Style Shop. Clip cuts, beard and mustache trims, neck and facial hot lather shaves for men and boys. Bass Style Shop is your place, ladies, for complete beauty care. Shampoos, cuts, styles, perms, colors, and foiling. Brow waxing, microderm abrasion, eyelash extensions, permanent eyebrows, and eyeliner, manicures, pedicures, and acrylic nails. Bass Style Shop, established in 1948, is located at 858 Baldwin Avenue, downtown historic Defuniak Springs. Call 892-5389 for an appointment, and walk-ins are welcome.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. We showed you a little snippet of the South Walton and Arnold game. Now, I originally planned to be able to air that game for you as a tape delay replay on Tuesday night, but here's the thing. I had to set up in the student section or near it, and you saw a little bit in the early footage. The students there don't know how A, to sit down, and B, not to sit in the aisles. So we had way too many headshots at times during the game. I do the stats off of the feed that I shoot, but it's not great enough footage because of the fact that the students were constantly in the way. And I don't really blame the students. The problem is, you now have a South Walton High School football stadium that was built for a much smaller school that is now larger than Walton in population. They need a bigger press box, and they need more stands on both sides of the field. We have to find some money there to upgrade the football field, especially the stadium stands and all, because the press box is pretty much full and not really built well for extra cameras. You know, we need to build these press boxes with flat roofs and a camera deck like we find at some of these other schools. You know, these architects have no clue on functional use to maximize their space. You know, they do a great job with what they design, but they don't design it for maximum use. Not in my opinion. I can tell you, I'm the one on the road having to suffer because of the lack of space. So South Walton needs more. So can't show you the whole game. We showed you a clip. Poor Drake Roberts, he got drilled. It was a rough night for the South Walton quarterback. I think he had 4 interceptions, a fumble that wound up a touchdown later on. Just not a great game for the Hawks. Other scores. Let's get you some of the ones we didn't get to. You may recall last week, Holmes County hosted the Walton Braves in their jamboree. Walton technically won at 35-27, but that was with the aid of 21 junior varsity half points. Well, Holmes County took on Baker last night. Baker and Matt Brunson have, of course, become back a power. They tend to play a weak schedule, but they win all the games, so they're still a better team regardless of who they seem to play. Well, last night, they took it. The Blue Devils took a spear right through the old heart there. 42-0 Gators. You know, they graduate the Chileo brothers. They apparently got replacements. 42-0 over Holmes County. I do not envy South Walton, who plays Baker later this season. Wow, a beatdown of the Blue Devils. Northview took out Lighthouse Christian Private Academy 46-20 last night. So the Chiefs start 1-0. You had Flomaton over Jay, 27-0. No points for the Royals. Dixie County took out Jefferson County 50-21. So the Bulldogs of Jefferson County with a 29-point loss. Okay, trivia question. What is possibly the only region in the state of Florida that has 11 members and all of them played last night or Thursday and only one of them won? So in other words, a 1-win and 10-loss record for Region 1 of Class 4A, which is where Walton and South Walton resides. The only team in that region of the 11 to win last night, Panama City Rutherford, 54-17 over North Bay Haven. They are the leaders of Region 1, one would think, despite whatever the crazy point system the state likes to use. They're the only team with a win. Everybody else, Walton and South Walton, is 0-1. So if you're competing against these teams for a playoff berth, and Walton and South Walton are, that's great news. Because you literally only have to win one game to maybe be the district. So if Walton or South Walton, whichever one beats the other, they're very likely they'll be tied for the lead in the region. Unless, I guess, Rutherford's off. So yeah, they will be. Whoever wins of the 10 teams will be the tie. Now, quickly run down the scores from that region. A lot of them are not pretty. Let's start with Walton, of course, losing to Mosley 49-0. That was the biggest margin of defeat of the week. But we kind of could have told you that. We did, really, in pregame. So it'll be better for the Braves. They get South Walton next week. Pack a box lunch. That's going to be a 3-hour football game unless both defenses get a lot better. They'll both put some points up on the board. It'll probably be a wild and crazy game. You should come see it up here in Defuniak Springs next week. So, well, who's next to Walton at the bottom of the point differential? Jacksonville Wolfson, the Wolf Pack. Yeah, they don't have many teeth. Their dentures have fallen out, apparently. They lost to Stanton 40-0 last night. They joined the Braves as being the two teams that didn't score a point from that region in the opening week. Also toward the bottom, West Nassau. Had a good team last year. They went into North Florida Educational Institute, which I don't recall being a football power. Beat West Nassau 44-6, so a 38-point difference there. That's not looking good for West Nassau as well. North Bay Haven in that same region. We told you Rutherford beat them, so that's a region win. Not that that's really a big deal. Again, it's a point system. The head-to-head doesn't really make a huge difference. You've got to win games, but it's kind of the state now. It doesn't really matter who the opponent is. You get some bonus points for previous playoff teams, which, okay, but you just got to win games, and you worry about the playoffs later. South Walton, 34-point differential, lost 43-9, but they did at least score a touchdown. Only team in Walton County this week that scored a touchdown. 55-yard pass, I believe it was, for a score. I'll have that in the box score this next week in the Herald. 34-point loss there. Jacksonville Jackson, another team like Wolfson, doesn't do very well in football. They lost to Providence 30-7, 23-point loss in that one. Mariana loses by 14 to rival Chipley, 24-10. How about Jacksonville Range, defending 4A state champion? They open with Lee, who's always one of their tougher foes. Lee beats Raines 16-7. Raines, I think, has the open week this week, so they'll be 0-1 for at least another week. 9-point loss. That's always a quality game, though. But Raines, defending champ, 0-1. Fernandina Beach, they took on Keystone Heights. Better ball game, but Fernandina lost 24-15 to Keystone Heights, 0-1. And one of the better games of the night, Tallahassee Leon edged Gadsden County 14-13. Well, Gadsden County will host Mosley. So we'll, as a Brave fan, we'll get to gauge that score. Walton doesn't play Gadsden, but they're in that region fighting for a playoff berth. We'll get to gauge how good Gadsden County is when we see at home how they do against the Mosley team. And that put a whooping on our poor Walton Braves. And we'll talk about games for next week later on in the show. Time for our next break. We come back. Yes, we'll take you out, show you the new Tommy Oliver Stadium. About 8 to 10 minutes of footage of Walton and Mosley. That coming up after the word from our sponsors.
Do you need new flooring? If so, you need to go to Evans Carpet City. Evans has the best selection and price on wood flooring. Evans also offers professional installation for your flooring to look great. They also have ceramic tile, vinyl, and the best selection of carpet in the Panhandle.
McLean's Family Restaurant is becoming a byword for home-style cooking in Defuniak Springs. In addition to fine menu selections, McLean's offers the largest buffet selections in the area. They feature lunch and dinner buffets 7 days a week, with breakfast buffet on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday, starting at 7 a.m. That's McLean's Family Restaurant, Highway 331 South in Defuniak Springs.
Tires, tires, and more tires. National Tire Brokers in Defuniak Springs has the largest inventory of tires in Northwest Florida and South Alabama. Michelin, Goodyear, Toyo, Kumho, BF Goodrich, Cooper, and much more. Check out their low prices on quality products and services. Established in May of 1976, National Tire Brokers' reputable staff of trained professionals has given their clients the safe, dependable performance with their premium tires. No local dealer stocks more RV and truck tires than National Tire Brokers. No one. Quick, convenient, courteous service. That's National Tire Brokers, your truck tire headquarters, Highway 90 West, Defuniak Springs.
The world around you is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. Focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a
so
year.
Well, and this one's starting to look like it might be one of those, but still a long way to go. Run a halfback pass, and number 15 with a completion and a first down, a little trick play. And who made the reception? Waiting, I believe it's number 11 of the Braves. That is Kazari Freeman. Halfback option pass.
Yep, all the way up to the 41-yard line, so Jalen Lucius completing the pass for 24 yards and the first down. Now that gives the Braves a little bit of breathing room now.
Right in front of our camera position, almost. So, first and 10. Lucius goes in motion. They go to the fullback, and he is hit at the line and just nowhere to go, trying to take the ball out of his grasp.
In fact, I do believe they might have lost a yard on that.
Yeah, that's Ramirez. He did not get a real good spot, but there wasn't much there. They're going to charge him with a 2-yard loss, and it is even with the 39. Second and 12 at the 4:35 mark.
So who was it that ran the ball?
What did I tell you? Oh, Ramirez, 40.
40, okay.
40.
All right.
Quickly, 3rd and 12 on the 39. They take it right back to Lucius, and he gets the 2 they lost.
He tried to get around the corner, but nothing there.
Should get it
back to the 40?
Yeah, I don't think he got a great spot, but they got jumbled up on the far side, so he may have gone out of bounds before he got across the 40. Got a yard. 3rd or 4th down, Neil?
3rd and 11 now for the Braves.
Either I misread that or they already had it as 3rd down, but they keep it as 3rd down if so that's okay.
Or the stick guy was psychic.
Yeah, there you go. 3rd and 11, 3:35 and counting, 14-0 Mosley Dolphins on top. Pretty stadium. Spent a lot of money to build it. They will play fake. Nope, they gave it up the middle, and it gets back to the line of scrimmage. Dolphins once again slam the door.
That was Lucius, number 15, with the carry. And right back to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 11.
Yeah, that should check Bauer in to kick. Yeah, they have gotten a first down on 2 of their 3 possessions, but that's about all we got to talk about on offense. And they keep coming after the punt, so they got to continue to have good snaps or Bauer is going to be in trouble. 2:50 and counting in the first. Pretty good kick, Bauer to the 31. Fielded by the Dolphins, dancing around to the 40, head down to the 43. About a 12-yard return, and we'll look for the number. It was number 10 on the return. With 2.5 to go in the first quarter. So from the 31, let's see where they have it. Yeah, they did put it on the 43, 12-yard return. And Neil, it never hurts when you get field position at the Walton 45, at your own 47 and your own 43.
Yeah, that's couldn't ask for better for the Dolphins. And they have a 14-0 lead and setting up on offense again.
They will take, fumble, loose on the turf. Number 5 picks it up, but he's tackled by the Braves. And Walton may have got their first tackle for loss. Runge, one of the first men there, we think. Loss of 2, and I don't know if that should be charged to the quarterback or the running back because I couldn't tell if it was a low handoff. We'll leave that up to you to guess for now.
Well, from what I saw is the two of them combined to fumble that handoff. They didn't make it clean.
And a whistle.
Yep. Before the snap. Let's see.
It came from the back judge, so that's interesting.
I don't think they ran out of time.
Walton's got an illegal substitution call. That doesn't help things. So that turns the 2-yard loss into a 3-yard gain with the help of the penalty and makes it 2nd and 7 from their own 46. Braves must have broke the huddle with too many players. 2 minutes and counting in the first quarter. They'll try to run the stretch play to the near side. They've got a hole to midfield and out of bounds around the 45 of the Braves. That's number 12. Sounds like Drake's name once again.
Yep. So we got the ball to Brave territory. At the 43 is where they mark it. So that is a pickup of 11 yards and a first down for the Dolphins.
Nijah Gray with the carry. Must be related to Ezra Gray, who played against Walton a few years ago. From the 43, new set of downs, got plenty of time. Deep down the field, good coverage this time by Walton, though, and that pass goes incomplete around the 7-yard line. They were looking for number 10, Tyrone Francis, a junior wide receiver and backup quarterback. 97 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-0 Mosley if you're just tuning in. Lady Braves are playing Chipley tonight. They're off to a 2-0 start in volleyball, the varsity. Give to the first man. They'll sweep outside to the 40. Head down, to the 35. It's a good hard run by the Dolphins.
Don McKay Jr.
5'9" running back. Put his shoulder in one of the Braves and got 8 yards.
Right to the Braves' 35-yard line.
They must have called him inbounds because clock is still running with 70 seconds left in the opening frame. Near hash mark, most of the plays have been, seems like, toward this side of the field so far. Fullback straight up the middle, diving, dragging people inside the 30 near the 28.
Will Gentry picking up some big yardage. Enough for a Mosley Dolphins first down.
Dolphins
at the 28, it looks like.
Yeah, what number was that, Neil? Do you know?
Number 4.
Yeah, I don't even have one on my roster.
That's good for the first down.
Yeah, big hole on this play. They are inside the 20, down near the 13-yard line.
Number 5.
Yeah, went back to number 5.
Don McKay Jr. All the way down to the 13.
First and 10. 38 seconds left in the first quarter.
First and 10 for the Dolphins from the Braves' 13-yard line.
He will go fullback again to the 10, to the 9, to the 8. He's loose to the 3 and almost left the ball behind, but I think his knee went down first.
DJ Spencer, number 44 on the carry.
Yeah, went to number 44.
Tackle made again by number 20.
Down to the 3. I don't know technically if it was a fumble or not. His knee may have been on the ground first.
The way I saw it is that he was down before he fumbled. But
18 seconds left. They're at the 3, first and goal. Dolphins trying to hurry it up, but they have too many people on the field, and here comes a flag from the far side judge. So, a lot of confusion going on right now. Let's see if this is against the Dolphins. You would have to think so, because they had a bunch of people running around from the near bench to the field. Nice little breeze, not as humid tonight. They'll move them back to the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 8.
Yep, with 9 seconds.
And if they want to get a snap off, of course, they can hurry to the line to do so. I guess the penalty stopped the clock, although I didn't think that was the way that worked.
Well, they started the clock now, so...
Yeah, they kind of waited on them a little bit, and I don't know that they're going to get a playoff here. I don't think they will. They're kind of pointless. They seem confused, and that's the end of the first quarter. 14-0 our score, as Walton giving up a couple of early touchdowns. We'll move to the second quarter after this word from the sponsors of TV24.
Walton Braves 0.
I are honored to be a part of the legacy of service at Clary Glen Funeral Homes. For over 85 years, we have been here when you need us most. From founder John Page in the 30s and 40s to my wife and myself since the early 21st century, our sole focus is to honor our families that we serve with the utmost care and concern. Locally owned and family operated and celebrating 85 years of service, we are Clary Glen Funeral Homes and Crematory in Defuniak Springs and Freeport.
Relax.
We've grown to serve you better. Clary Glen Freeport Chapel Funeral Home and Crematory. We have opened our own site crematory. Having a crematory at our funeral home means your loved one never leaves our care and allows family members to be more involved in the cremation process. It also helps
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm blown up in giant size here, apparently. We were showing you a little bit of the Walton and Mosley game. Of course, it was a rough night for the Walton High Braves. I played Dr. Evil here on the set. But a rough night for the Braves. They'll try to get it back together when they play South Walton this next week. We want to mention a few items from the box scores from around the area. In the Rutherford game, James Caldwell had 219 yards on 22 carries as they beat North Bay Haven 54-17. There were 3 touchdowns in that game that were produced via the kicking game, including an 85-yard kickoff return for the Rams' John Knowlton. Rutherford had a pair of third-quarter scores to open a 34-10 lead on North Bay Haven. The offensive line for Rutherford, which pushed Walton all over the field, helped produce 352 rushing yards and 423 total yards of offense. Now, if you recall, last year, Rutherford came in and did that exact thing, ran the ball straight at Walton the entire night, and got out of here with a victory. So that is nothing unusual for the Rutherford Rams, who seem to be getting it together after several years of struggling. Then Bloodstown's win over Graceville, 43-0. New coach Bo Johnson saw his team score 36 unanswered points in the first half. That triggered the mercy rule. It was shooting fish in the barrel. The Tigers of Graceville have been down for several seasons. It doesn't look good for them this year. Bloodstown will try to avenge one of its losses from last year when they travel to Tallahassee to play at Florida High. Graceville hosts Chipley and will be a significant underdog in that one. Speaking of Chipley, they took out Mariana 24-10. Andrew Lawton goes for 192 yards on 33 carries. Read that as Mr. Lawson is the offense for the Tigers. 33 carries, nearly 6 yards a pop. He had a touchdown in the win. Zach Wilson added a 23-yard reception for a touchdown as Chipley takes out the Mariana Bulldogs 24-10. And in Sneed's win over Cottondale, 32-16, Cortavius Garrett and Calvin Stringer had 5 touchdowns for Sneed's as they were able to get the win in that one. Now, games coming up this next week. We've given you most of the scores, and that kind of leads into I have online subscriptions to the Pensacola News Journal, the Tallahassee Democrat. They had nothing, really not much, nothing on high school sports in the print editions that they posted for football for last night. So, thumbs down. You know, what am I spending my money on? I gather that info to relay to our Walton County viewers for those who don't subscribe to those. And if you're looking for sports, apparently, we'll have to reassess that situation. Panama City News Herald always does a good job, and I was told the Daily News much better in week 1 of the regular season with their reports. So, 2 newspapers thumbs up, 2 newspapers thumbs down on high school football coverage. Games for next week in football. Vernon at Baker. That should be a good one. 2 teams from the same region. The winner, an early leg up, but it's in Baker, so you have to like Baker in that one. Bozeman at Holmes County. Bozeman, of course, got a win over Liberty County. Holmes County smarting from the whooping they took from Baker. Should be a pretty competitive football game Friday at 7. Flomaton goes to Northview. They'll be favored. They beat Jay 27-0, did Flomaton. Even on the road, they'll likely be favored. Chipley at Graceville. Graceville will be a big underdog, even playing at home against Chipley. Pike Liberal Arts at Freeport. Toss-up, because Freeport hasn't played, and I know nothing about Pike. I got to do some research. Maybe the Bulldogs can start with a victory. They'll be the only Walton County team to do so in varsity football if they can win that contest. Also, further down on the docket, Port St. Joe at Mariana. Port St. Joe will be favored on the road in Mariana. That could be one of the better games of the Friday night. North Bay Haven at Franklin County. So North Bay Haven looking for their first win, as well as the Seahawks of Franklin County. Sneeds goes to Jefferson County. That should be a fairly entertaining game. Weewahitchka goes to Lighthouse Christian Private Academy. Maybe the Gators can get a road win in that one. Liberty County at FAMU High. FAMU will be favored there. Rutherford is open. Mosley at Gadsden County. Mosley will be the favorite. That's a game that should be very curious to see the final score of. Fernandina Beach at Hilliard. I like Fernandina in that one. Inglewood at Jackson. I'm going to go with Inglewood. Jackson not good. South Walton. Boy, toss-up game. That's going to be tough. Walton's running game versus South Walton's passing game. The line play. Offense, defense, turnovers. Going to decide that one. South Walton's won the last 2. I really can't rate Walton well because they just didn't have the ball enough against Mosley. I don't know. Braves want revenge for losing that overtime game last year. I'll have to think about that when I get to do pregame, so I'll kind of go with my favorite when we do pregame next Friday night. I won't name it now. West Nassau at Jacksonville Episcopal. I don't like West Nassau's odds in that one. Wolfson is at Paxson. I'll have to go with Paxson in that, and that's the region games that we have on our list. Now we'll pick out a few others that will be playing this next week. Fort Walton Beach is at Arnold. Fort Walton Beach was a team, I believe, that got beat last night. And, hey, again, finding scores in the paper was not an easy thing today, so I don't have all of them because a lot of the paper didn't even run the state score. Usually they run the box scores from around the state. You'd think we'd had a hurricane or the president got shot or something last night with the lack of sports coverage in a couple of these daily newspapers. Rocky Bayou will go to Snook Christian Academy. North Florida Christian, which was supposed to play Prattville last night, goes to Zephyr Hills Christian Academy in that one. What other games that we may not have gone over here? That's looking like most of the ones that we cover. Pike Liberal Arts played at Crenshaw Christian Academy. I'll look for a score of that during our next break, hopefully. And that's pretty much takes you through most of the games that are coming. Jay is at Cottondale this next week, so that gets you through most of the games there. We're going to take our final break. When we come back, we're talking volleyball for a couple of minutes. You're watching Saturday Sports Line here on TV24.
My wife Paula and I are honored to be a part of the legacy of service at Clary Glen Funeral Homes. For over 85 years, we have been here when you need us most. From founder John Page in the 30s and 40s to my wife and myself since the early 21st century, our sole focus is to honor our families that we serve with the utmost care and concern. Locally owned and family operated and celebrating 85 years of service, we are Clary Glen Funeral Homes and Crematory in Defuniak Springs and Freeport.
Relax in the comfortable customer lounge while National Tire Brokers services your automotive needs. Tires, batteries, brakes, shocks, alignments, or an oil change. National Tire Brokers is your full-service hometown dealer, satisfying customers for over 40 years. National Tire Brokers is the place for reputable auto repairs. Let the professional, experienced auto technicians at National Tire Brokers keep your vehicle maintained and repaired for years to come. Quality products with expert service will extend the life of your vehicle and give you peace of mind with safe, dependable performance. Call today and schedule your appointment. That's National Tire Brokers, Highway 90 West, Defuniak Springs.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The Lecom Dental Offices in Defuniak Springs is now accepting patients. You will receive care in comfortable state-of-the-art treatment rooms, care provided by supervised and experienced Lecom dental students. To schedule your appointment, please call the Lecom Dental Office, 850-951-0200. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. In our final segment, time to talk volleyball. Walton High won their first 3 games this last week of the volleyball season, taking out Vernon in straight sets. We televised that. In fact, you'll probably see it on one of our nightly 7 o'clock replays over this next week. Swept Vernon, went to Mariana, swept Mariana in varsity play, hosted Chipley. Despite the fact that Maddie Drake was ill and unable to play, they won that match in 4, pretty tight. But they were able to get that match win to start 3-0. And this morning, they had an 8 a.m. game over in Chipley, part of the 12-team regular season Chipley volleyball tournament that the Tigers have been doing. Now, I think that event is at least 12 to 15 years old. Walton has won it a time or two over the years. They will not do so, though, today. They lost their first match to Liberty County, won the first game, but Bianca Cepho suffered a jammed finger injury. I don't think she was able to return to the first match. The Liberty County Bulldogs, who were a playoff team, in fact, they're the team that beat Freeport in the first round of the Class A playoffs last year. Walton losing 25-19, and in the third set, 15-9. Liberty County getting the better of the Braves. So Walton, their 3-game win streak over. They are now 3-1. They have Tallahassee Godby at 11 a.m., and then, of course, depending on whether they win or lose that, they'll be seeded into they have 4 different pods of 3 teams, and they'll wind up playing probably anywhere from 4th place to last place after losing that first game. It's, I think, impossible, maybe not impossible if there's a 3-way split, but unlikely they'll be able to be in the top 3. Godby, usually a pretty good opponent, so it could be a bit of a rough day for the Lady Braves. They have Freeport Monday at home at 5-6. Baker comes in Tuesday at 5-6, and West Florida Tech on Thursday, the first district game for the Braves. So that will be a big one. They did not do well with West Florida Tech last year, so that'll be an important match on Thursday. The Freeport Bulldogs and Coach Catherine Meyer are 1-1 after the first week of the season. They lost to Rocky Bayou in a rough home opener, but then on Thursday night went to Bozeman and got a 5-set win, going 15-9 in the 5th and final set. That a district game, so much more important to win that one than Rocky. They are 1-1. They play Walton Monday on the road and Laurel Hill on the road on Thursday. Laurel Hill, a team that beat Chipley, so that could be a couple of tough matches for the Dogs this next week. South Walton and new coach India Stinson has played 3 really good volleyball teams in the first week of the season and lost to all 3 of them in straight sets. The Seahawks have not often of late gone 0 for 9 in set victories, but they have been swept by Crestview at home, by Gulf Breeze, who is a power on the road on Wednesday, and by Bluntstown on Thursday. A competitive match, but losing 20-18 and 16-25, so not scintillatingly close. That South Walton team, which has had a great 4 or 5-year run, may not be so great this season. It's early, and Crestview, Gulf Breeze, and Bluntstown will beat a lot of teams this year. Seahawks go to Mariana on Monday night, actually Tuesday night. to play the Bulldogs, a team that Walton has beat. So this is a measuring stick game for us because Walton and South Walton played each other twice. We will televise at least one of those two matches. I know we have the one in South Walton, so we will see whether or not we'll get the one up here. We try to tape our games on Tuesday nights. This week we're going to go Monday or Tuesday. We're going to do Freeport or Baker against Walton. Plan Freeport, but we'll see what my daughters are the camera people, so depends on what their school schedule is, which game we do there. Then we shift to Freeport the following week. They play Port St. Joe, so we should get a first or second look at the Bulldogs. We'll see first or second look the following week. So the Seahawks 0-3 at Mariana and at North Bay Haven, a district game. So we'll see how South Walton stacks up with North Bay Haven Thursday night and how West Florida Tech stacks up with Walton on Thursday. We are pretty much out of time for this week's show. It goes by fast when you got footage. I want to thank Kevin Chilcutt for running the board. Highlights next week, Walton, South Walton. Freeport's game with Pike Liberal Arts, all that on tap for next week's edition, which will be September 1st, Labor Day weekend. Have a good weekend. We'll see you in 7 days.
We've grown to serve you better. Clary Glen Freeport Chapel Funeral Home and Crematory. We have opened our on-site crematory. Having a crematory at our funeral home means your loved one never leaves our care and allows family members to be more involved in the cremation process. It also helps us maintain our prices since we manage all aspects of the service, as we have for over 85 years. Clary Glen Funeral Homes and Crematory.
You is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. Focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a year. Thanks for watching Hometown Television, WWEOLD, Channel 24, Defuniak Spring.
Hello, I'm Danny Glidewell, and my vision for the future of Walton County is to secure the future for our children and grandchildren. We have leaders who say they are against raising taxes, but taxes and fees keep going up. Far too often that money is used to hire more office workers, creating more layers of supervision instead of delivering better services and building infrastructure. Put an end to business as usual. Vote Danny Glidewell, Walton County Commissioner, District 2.
Mojo Sportswear Company, fishing with style at a fine retailer near you or at getyourmojoon.com.
The world around you is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a year.
Hello everyone and welcome to TV24's presentation of high school football from the brand new Tommy Oliver Stadium. It's the Walton Braves on the road to start the 2018 season. Walton getting set to receive, well, we don't know yet about the kickoff, but the Braves getting ready for the opener with the Mosley High Dolphins. Here come the Dolphins dressed in the orange and green, and we're going to tell you now, we ain't got the nicest setup here, nor have they been exactly great to us to this point. But here come the Dolphins. We're going to do our best to get this game to you, but I'm going to tell you again, you just sometimes don't get the kind of cooperation on the road that we give the people who come to our place. Let's put it like that. We're going to do the best to get this game to you tonight. Dolphins in the orange and the green. Walton a big underdog in this one. We'll see how it goes for the Braves in the 2018 opener. Hopefully this will be the last time Walton and Mosley will play for quite a while. Field is beautiful though. The stands are nice. The press box, I kind of like the old one better than the new one. It worked better for us, the visiting team, but that's just the way it is here on the road in Bay County. Neil Reamer with us as well, and getting ready for a ball game. Neil will be watching it from off the monitor some here. Braves will return here to play against Rutherford later on in the season. Nice scoreboard. We'll get Emily to give you a shot of that at a later date. Ball is teed up from the 40, and we're just about set to get underway. It is a very pretty field, and they have done a nice job. Could be a little more functional, but it's a high school stadium and it's not always a lot of room to roam.
Right.
Neil's about got it himself ready to go. The wind.
Trying to see who the kicker is.
Yeah, I could not on that. Ball is going to be received on the 4-yard line by the Braves. Looking for some room. They'll cut it outside, and that didn't work. There's a nice tackle made by the Mosley Dolphins. Number 30, I believe that's Brian Campbell with the return from the 4-yard line. And only gets to the 12. I thought he was a little further up the field than that, but apparently not. So the Braves will start on offense from the 12-yard line. Dolphins in the orange and white. Patrick Casey along with Neil Reamer, Emily Casey on camera, and bear with us. Road games are not easy. Glad to be back to the friendly confines of Everett Yates for South Walton next week. Dalton Whitehurst is your quarterback. He will go from under center. I believe that's Bryson Harbridge as the center. What the Braves can do on first down. Dolphins going to bring the house. They'll toss pitch it to the right. Jalen Lucius has a hold to the 20 near the 21 or 22-yard line. You got the nice run by the sophomore running back. And Walton got 10 yards out to the 22-yard line. Enough to move the chains, or it'll be 1st and 10 for 12-minute quarters in high school football. The clock is on the scoreboard, which is pretty neat. Nice electronic display. Braves with that wing tee set, receiver to the top. Send Lucius in motion. This time they'll pitch it to Campbell, and Campbell goes to the 20. Lost a couple. Number 30, Brian Campbell